What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Next Gen 720, and I'm back with another video. And I ain't got my pony with me, so bear with me. Now, this is some good, great news. Like I said, there's a lot of news coming out about the Xbox One. Also, too, I had a chance to check out the Call of Duty Black Ops multiplayer. Um, Now, I'm not going to hate and say that it doesn't look better than what we have right now, but it's new, it's next gen. But to me, it fundamentally looks the same. I, when it comes to games with those guns, yeah, you should be able to shoot through walls. You should be able to hide in any building, in any car, in anything. That's always been my problem with Call of Duty. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But um, for those who did like Call of Duty, you got female soldiers and dogs and shit. Kudos. Me, I'm more of a Battlefield, Rainbow Six type dude. So you know what I mean? I may or may not get Call of Duty this generation. I don't know. May may get it for Christmas or something. I don't know. I'm undecided, but I do have Battlefield already paid for and reserved for my next generation, the Xbox One. Now, with that being said, also there's another rumor floating around on the web saying Microsoft has slipped. I'm sorry, it's not coming out until 2014 in some countries. But Mike Whitman has released a statement via Twitter. He says, "Don't believe everything that you read." So I don't know. As long as I'm getting my shit day one, even if it's not really that big a deal. Even those people in those other countries are not getting one. They can import the motherfucker. The systems are region free. Region. They're not region locked. So you know what I mean. Whatever the case may be. Um, but this is a. I read an interesting article on. Oh, before I get to this article, Microsoft has hired the boss of Steam, former boss of Steam. So yeah. So he's gonna be working on, he's gonna be working on Windows. Me say making Windows um, a viable platform to play games and stuff like that. What can be made on, what can be done on the Xbox One, Xbox Live will be done on Windows. You know what I mean? So that guy is over at Microsoft now. Like Microsoft is not pulling out the stops. They don't like to lose, so you know what I mean. They're going to spend no matter what dollar, whatever the case may be. They don't want to lose. They're not going to lose. You know what I mean? But anyway, check this shit out here. It's an interesting article on Gaming Bolt. I found a lot of little articles up in Gaming Bolt. Oh, before I start this article here, I don't know if you guys have not checked out the Witcher 3 trailer. That shit got me amped. That shit look raw. You know what I mean? You guys can go check it out if you like. I seen it on GameSpot. If I'm not lazy and too lazy, I will put a link here and let you guys check it out. But The Witcher 3, the fucking trailer, and the guy, my man, I forgot his name, kills all three the guys. Is about to rape and kill his lady. That shit looks phenomenal. I cannot wait to get The Witcher 3. Now, with that being said, it's an interesting article on Gaming Bolt. It says the Xbox One feature that nobody seems to be talking about, and it's interesting. They're talking about the software. Like I told you guys before, that Microsoft has the best software and development tools around. Like bullshit, you not. This Xbox One is going to be a beast. It's based. I'm not going to give you things we talked about them. VMware and the hypervisor. You know, what I mean, basically what those is, you can switch between apps and TV and all that shit right there. But also too, what the Xbox One can do, whatever right now we all thought that there's going to be 3 gigabytes for the OS, right? And 3 gigabytes for the OS, and for one for the Xbox One for the Kinect, and one to tie them all together. Basically saying from this article is that while Windows have access to roughly 2.5 gigabytes, assuming that the hypervisor requires 5 megabytes, and games are allowed 5 gigabytes. The hypervisor could theoretically allocate memory from Windows for use in games. That technically means that if the Windows process is suspended, all the resources are allocated for games. The developers have up to 7.5 gigabytes to use in game development. That is a lot for a console. So I'm thinking maybe they probably use 6. So if you're not, if the game, whatever you're doing, you're playing, whatever the case may be, you're doing, um, that the game developers, they can borrow RAM, you know what I mean, from the OS and add that to the game, you know what I mean. So like this is bananas. So we all thought the Xbox One had 5 gigabytes of RAM for gaming. That's not true. You know what I mean? This software stuff that they're using, like basically this Xbox One is a fucking modified gaming PC. You know what I mean? that, if resources are not being used, developers can borrow from that and add that for their game. So basically saying, they could have up to 7.5 gigabytes for games, but that is a lot, you know what I mean? So, probably like 6 gigabytes, you know what I mean? Because you're not going to need to connect in every game or whatever the goddamn case may be. But that's dope shit. Like I said, this is one feature that the X, but some of the software that's under the hood that no one seems to talk about. Like I said, I will leave a link in the description. It's kind of a long read. You want to get to all the technical mumbo jumbo, but the meaty part is that while Windows has access to roughly 2.5 gigabytes, assuming that the hypervisor requires 500 megabytes, and games are allowed 5 gigabytes. The hypervisor could theoretically allocate memory for Windows for use in games. That technically means that if Windows process is suspended and all resources that are allocated for games, the developers have up to 7.5 gigabytes to use for game development. Now it says don't expect it to be that much though. For all intents and purposes, 6 gigabytes sounds more than realistic. You know what I mean? But if they really, really wanted to, they can use 7.5 gigabytes on a game. You know what I mean? But you expect that some games may use 6. You know what I mean? So again, we have to wait and see just what they are capable of creating. Once these systems are out and once they're in the market for a while, it's going to be all types of shit that these developers are going to be able to do. Now, some of the launch games look great to us. You know what I mean? Now, like, oh, gotta look at these graphics. Imagine 2 years from now, that shit's going 3 years from now, 5 years from now, like the shit's gonna blow our mind, man. But anyway, I'm about to wrap this video up, and my allergies are killing me. Twist your fingers up, bang, motherfucker, bang. You know what I mean? That's what you guys be asking. Let me see. Hold on, 1 second. A lot of times you guys ask me, and Emma, what am I doing with my fingers? All right, here, here, Brim, good friend of mine. I'm not Brim, but you know what I mean. My best friend, he was Brim, and he's no longer here, so I always represent for him. Always throw his hood up. You know what I mean? That's what we did. You know what I mean? When I was locked up in jail or whatever the case at the time, he would throw my hood up. You know what I mean? Trey, he would throw my hood up. You know what I mean? Bevan, you know what I mean? So I just respect to him. You know what I mean? GKB, Gangsta Killer Blood. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to kill nobody but that pony. But anyway, enough of that shit there. I'm about to wrap this video up, and as I always say, I need my pony, man. And as I always say, bang, bang. Ah, damn, go! 7.5 gigs for games.